Hi, hello, good morning to all of you. Welcome back again to the Power of Storytelling with Spectrum the Awareness Project. And as you all know, we are doing stories on social safe space for all, or we can say safe social space for all. So you've been hearing to live different stories. So today I'm happy to invite Jyotica Sarkar Malik, a voiceover artist, voice coach, storyteller, and founder of JyoTalks. So let me quickly welcome her. So welcome Jyotika, and thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
So before I ask you to start your session, story narration. I'll just quickly introduce you to our audience who are listening. So Jyotika was a marketer who found her calling in creativity. She's a professional voice artist, voice coach, storyteller, and communication mentor with over a decade of experience voicing for global and national brands. You can hear her for several brands that she's working for, and a dedicated student of Hindustani classical vocal music. Wow. She's rooted in the belief that voice is not just a tool, but identity, presence, and power. So, with this concept of her, her belief, let us listen to Jyotika and, you know, understand how voice makes a difference. So, over to you, Jyotika.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much, Nina. And thank you, Shivali, also for having me here today on Spectrum, the Awareness Project. Um, Thank you for that beautiful introduction. Everything starts coming in front of you the moment you hear all those things about you. So it's a reminder and it helps me to keep going forward. I'm truly honored today to be part of this movement, Nina. In my own small way, I would say I'm beginning today.
Uh,
And I also want to thank everyone who's watching, taken out time to come up. Uh, each one of you creates already creating safe spaces every single day, whether
yeah.
at home, in your schools, or in your communities. And I present to you today's story, honoring you, because what I bring to you is just not a tale. It's a mirror, I would say. A mirror which is adapted from this beautiful, heartwarming story written by E.V. Lucas. It's a mirror which invites us all to look at the world through someone else's eyes. And at the end of the story, I am sure you will relate with me that the message here is truly timeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So we can start. All of them, I think, are eagerly waiting.
sure, sure. Okay. So, Akkad Bakkad Bambebo. Stories help us learn and grow. Safe spaces matter. This we all must know. So here I am, Auntie Jo, to read what my diary pages show. Those words will stay with me. Dear Diary, today I visited a school everyone has been talking about. Miss Beam's school? People kept telling me, you know, Joe, that school is not like the ones we studied in. Yes, yes, it is not even like all the schools around us. True, it's different. But I didn't believe all of them until I walked through the gates this morning. As I entered the school, I saw a beautiful garden, bright and alive, almost musical. And then I saw her, a girl, maybe 11 or 12, walking slowly near the flower beds. Her eyes were covered with a thick bandage, and a younger boy held her hand carefully, step by step. Suddenly, I see her lifting her face, gently whispering, who is it? Someone has come. And the little boy, he began describing me to her with such tenderness. That sight, dear diary, was enough to make my heart soften. And a few minutes later, I saw Miss Beam coming. She looked exactly as everyone had described: wise, warm, and gracefully firm. I went up to her. I greeted her and asked her questions about her teaching methods, which I had heard were very simple. And I also mentioned that I had heard that her school was different from the rest. So I really wanted to know what made it so. Miss Beam smiled and said, "See, we just help them to learn how to do things. Simple spellings, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and writing. The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks, during which they have to sit still and keep their hands quiet. There are practically no other lessons. You see, the real aim of this school is not so much to teach thought as to teach thoughtfulness, kindness to others, and being responsible citizens. Now, if you would just look out of the window for a minute." So, on her request, I looked outside the window, and what I saw, I could not understand. I saw some very beautiful grounds, lots and lots of jolly children, but all not so healthy, not so active looking. Everyone seemed hurt. I see children limping on crutches, bandaged over the eyes, some pointing to their ears, unable to hear, and others tapping their mouths and throat, unable to speak. I whispered, "Miss Bean, what's wrong? Are so many of them unwell?" And to my surprise, Miss Beam just laughed gently and said, "Oh, no, no. This is their special day. I mean, she's not really lame. This is only her lame day. And the others are not blind either. It is only their blind day." While I was listening in astonishment, she further explained, "You see, Joe, this is a very important part of our system. To make our children appreciate and understand misfortune, we make them share in misfortune too. Each term, every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. Not as a punishment, but as education. During the blind day, their eyes are bandaged absolutely, and they are on their honor not to peep. The bandage is put on overnight, so they wake up blind. This means that they need help with everything. Other children are given the duty of helping them and leading them about. So this way, they all learn. The children with bandaged eyes learn how, how it feels to move through the world with limitations, and their classmates learn how to support them with patience, gentleness, and dignity. So this is how kindness becomes a habit. Dear diary, that moment I was genuinely moved. This wasn't a school. It was a living workshop of human understanding. And it truly was a different kind of school. Then Miss Beam led me to a girl who was having her blind day, now that I know. And we walked conversing when the girl mentioned to me, tell you, Auntie Jo, it feels frightening. You can't see anything. You feel like something might hit you any moment. My head aches from worrying. And as we walked the dog, I found myself describing everything to her. The path, the flowers, the sunlight, the shapes of people walking by. And suddenly I realized I was 10 times more thoughtful than I usually am. Every small detail mattered. Every step mattered. Every word mattered. Because it made her feel safe. That moment, I had been witnessing trust, safety, and dependence unfold in front of me. When what I heard next struck something so profound. The girl said to me, "You know, Auntie Jo, the best helpers are those who have already had their blind day. Only they really understand." And that's when I realized inclusion begins when understanding begins. Safe spaces are built with kindness. Empathy grows fastest when roles are reversed. And that we understand someone truly only when we step into their world. Dear Diary, while I walked into Miss Beam's school as an observer, that day I walked out a believer. A believer in reverse inclusion. A believer in shared vulnerability. The dignity of support. The magic of safe spaces. Spaces where everyone feels safe to simply be. So, Akkad Bakkad Bambebo. Carry kindness as you go. Safe spaces help every heart glow. And now, it's time for me to go. Till we meet again on Akkad Bakkad Storytime with Auntie Jo. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm just looking at the comments that is coming up. You very rightly said inclusion begins when understanding begins, right? And speechless because it was flowing naturally. There are more comments coming up, powerful learning. And when we try to understand what others are going through and, you know, and then inclusion begins, I think that is when we are giving them the safe space. So I'll just quickly read before we get into other discussion. So Shivali says inclusion begins when understanding grows. Pushpaka says, Pushka mom, lovely take home essence moral, 100%. You are reciting was calm, love the expression, Joe. You are a great storyteller, says Rashmi, Auntie Joe. Padma Priya Suresh, what a finish. And Rashmi again says, absolutely goosebumps. So I'll go up. We have more. Powerful learning, says Rashmi. Shivali says, bravo, goosebumps. What a powerful story and incredible narration. And Rashmi says, love the narration and story. Vani Akka, that is our Pushka's mom, says, lovely experience. This isn't a story. Rupali says, it's beyond words. How thoughtful. Padma Priya says, loving your calm narration. And Rashmi says, it's easy to say, but difficult to live by actual experiences and kindness in true sense. And we have Padma Priya saying, being in others' shoes makes understanding easier. Getting into the shoes, how it feels. That is what Rashmi has to say. And very thought-provoking story. Vaniaka says that's a nice way of experiencing others' lives practically. Very rightly said. And how very touching and thoughtful this is. Rashmi again says, what a beautiful way, a beautiful message for schools and educators. Yes, even I too agree. Yes, the essence of reading, you mentioned it all. Everything was mentioned so well. So, like last week, we were talking about, journal.
Mm.
So here a diary and Auntie Joe narrating what exactly one was feeling through. Wonderful, wonderful. I think one second. Yeah, kindness goes a long way. Beautiful reminder. Jyotika says Shivali, and Rupali says, "May everyone have this little corner in their hearts." Vanyaka says, "Didn't feel like listening to a story. It was like you were talking to us directly." That's very true. Even I was feeling the same. I was just listening to you. So, quickly, let me ask you, what inspired you when you went through the story, when you thought that this is a story that I want to use for safe social spaces?
Sure. Um, as I've already heard many times, stories choose you. You don't choose stories. This has
Very,
actually happened with me this time, I would say. Formally, not many occasions I have went and done a storytelling. I mean, I do keep doing stories on the mic, recording for different platforms, but this seemed for me like very purposeful. And the I think the thoughts are very early, seeded when my mother always tells me. Sometimes, we get really worried and what you call impatient, going through sickness, going through uh, some kind of a situation where we are uh, not able to tolerate the pain or something. So my mom has always told me, whenever you feel that you're going through a lot, just step out, go to the hospital, look around, and you will realize you are blessed. And I think that thought somewhere was very strong when I was reading this story with one of my students, when I came across this story in one of the classes that I take. And that time only, I liked this story a lot, but I never thought I would get such a beautiful chance to share it as a gratitude to all the people, who are uh, doing their best as they can. So for me, I feel it was a guided path for me, Nina. I think it came my way, it held my hand, and here I am telling to everyone. And it's really my gratitude in these many words that I want to express. And I feel I'm contributing. I'm really contributing, and I feel like I wish I can contribute even more from here. This is just the beginning. So
yes,
that I would say. So my mom's thoughts are there very, very strongly inside. And every time I tell this to my daughter now, whenever she's finding it difficult to, take care of any situation which is difficult, troublesome, unbearable, then I say, see, our pain will look less if you look outside. So it's like stepping into somebody else's shoes, and
very
that's
rightly
where the
said.
connect is.
Very rightly said. You were not just telling a story, as Vanyaka said. You were just narrating. You were just talking to us the lived experiences that any one of us goes. It's that's just that some of them ignore it, and some understand it. Like you said, when you walk through those shoes, you understand what exactly that ours is nothing. So that was wonderful. And there are many comments which you can, just go through. And Rashmi
Where do
again
I
saying,
see the comments? I don't know.
the Facebook link that we have shared,
Oh,
when you go
okay.
there, and then
Okay.
the YouTube link will be shared after
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
So any other thoughts that you would like to,
Yeah, see, I'm new to Spectrum, and I'd always it's not new as in actively new, I would say, but passively I've met you all much before, and I'm so glad that I met all of you, and these meetings, like I also believe that whoever comes in your life is somebody on your path who has been told to meet you.
be
So I'm a
true?
very strong believer of whatever is happening with me is meant for me. There is good in it. And even if it is not something which is, I understand, but there is something behind it which is meant for me only. So I met you, Nina. I met Shivali. I met Deepa. I met Umayal. All of you there behind this such a beautiful purpose. So I am in no words but of gratitude to everything around me. I'm overwhelmed if you ask me. And I'm so happy that I was able to meet the expectations. I was able to not just yours. what I had my own expectations to put this across. I'm really happy about it. So I'm open to any questions being asked right now. I really don't have any questions. Thank you.
No, no, no. Everything you've answered very well. And I think each one of us who were watching you and who was listening to you, everybody could connect and could feel what exactly, the real world is, how to provide safe space to all by understanding others' feelings, right? That is when we really create empathy, what we call empathy, inclusion. That is when it happens. So that was wonderful message, powerful message. And another thing, as a storyteller, what I would like to say is thank you so much, because oral storytelling is something that very, which was the beginning,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Now we have lots of other genres of storytelling where some think that voice voice, the other, concepts, props are
Yeah.
the best. But the best way of telling a story that can connect to you is your voice, and you
Oh,
have been fabulous on that.
thank you so much. Thank you. Absolutely. And that's what I mean, that's my work side, my passion side. And I'm 100% believer of it. And I keep talking to people because this is my signature, even without using a pen.
Yes,
And
yes.
so,
So voice has lot of power.
okay.
The emotions have
And
lot of
all of
power.
us are blessed with beautiful voices, unique voices. It's just that we need to find our voice.
Fine. Yes, correct.
That's all.
Okay, that was wonderful. Keep joining us, and thank you so much for
Thank you
bringing
very
us.
much for having me here. I don't know, I am feeling really happy. I'm feeling so purposeful today. All my heart goes to every one of you there. Thank you so very much. Keep blessing me also. Give me all
Yeah,
the wishes.
everybody, it's collective blessings and prayers for all. So, with that note, I thank all of you who joined us and all those who will be joining us after the session. So, thank you so much for being there. Next week, with next new innovations and thoughts on safe social space for all, with another host, another storyteller. Until then, take care, all of you. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.